In the progressive think tank with the PJs, we're going to talk about an idea. I did not talk to my guys about this yet, so I'm going to find out what they think about my idea for the very first time right now. And my idea is to abolish political ads. Now, I was going to say specifically TV ads, but then I remembered that, yeah, they do ads on Facebook, on other social media too. So the reason why, you might ask, why abolish political ads? Because candidates have to get their message out, right? You're correct. I think that that's a way that people who are establishment, the big corporations, a lot of their money that they put it into these TV ads, and it gives them a great advantage over grassroots candidates who don't get a chance to brand their names or get their names out there, right? So let me throw that out there to my guys first, get what they think, and then I'm going to come with a solution to this problem. So anybody jump in.
I like the idea, and I think that because of the freaking mess we're in on social media when it comes to Facebook ads and how they can't control any of the information that goes on in there, like they can't fact check in it, or they choose not to anyway. You have ads coming from all different sources that are political ads. If you just say nope, all these ads are banned, you get rid of all those problems. And obviously these candidates are still going to have ways to get their messages out. So I actually like the idea.
Okay. Carlito.
I've heard that in the UK they do a very short election season and get people time public airwaves where they just get like a half or 2 hours. I'm completely speaking off of something that I have to do research, but that to me sounds like a good idea where you have everybody, instead of these debates with the snippy back and forth and this, you just get somebody to just give you their platform. This is what I believe, this is how I would accomplish it, and you do it in long form. Give them up to 2 hours, 3 hours to just give their whole plan. And you could have somebody giving them some general questions in response, but and make sure that they're able to defend their plan, but get them on record in long form. It goes back to cases,
political gauntlet,
progressive political gauntlet. It's just a very similar thing where you just get them, and then they each can give their policies, and whoever has the better policy will win. Versus you start getting into tax and this, and it's just our political season for 2024 is going to start in January. We're already going to start campaigning for president for next year. It's like a never-ending cycle. It's sickening, and it would be nice to have something like that where there's a limit where you can't even start campaigning until, let's say, like 6 months before, or 3 months before, or something like that. So
that would be it's like my HOA, right? They tell you like you can't put a lawn sign in the month before the election or something like that. So I think I like it. I think it goes also back to like taking money out of politics, right? Like because every time you see a candidate down, you get that message to be like, oh, we're getting outraised and we need to raise X amount of money because we need to put ads. And then, then you have all these crazy super PACs, right? That all of a sudden nobody knows where the money's coming from. And they'll be like, well, I don't approve that message technically as president candidate, but, they send it out on behalf of that person. And it's just nuts. So I totally agree. I think we should ban them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It has to be a ban across the board because you can't just ban candidates because we have all the third parties that also run ads on, and they don't put the candidate's name, but sometimes they do, but they allegedly don't coordinate. And sometimes it's just attack ads against the other person without mentioning the candidate that they're supporting. So it has to be a ban that goes across the board for the candidates and anybody else, any corporations. Nobody could do it. That's the only way I see it to be possible.
We can. You gotta think a lot of these ads are not even like factual. There's like a lot of them, bunch of lies, and people believe them.
So the question is, how can candidates get their message out? And it was the People's Gauntlet that Gabe was talking about before. So my idea though is the government should set up a website called candidates.gov. And on this site, it's like literally it's a social media for candidates, and is that from the local level to the state level to the federal level. You can apply to, this is how you would run, period. So if you want to apply for dog catcher, you have to go to candidates.gov and put in your application. If it gets approved, so whatever your state or city, whatever the requirements is. So for example, if you have to get 10,000 signatures or whatever it is, that's how you will qualify. When you qualify, they'll give you an email, say, here, you've been approved for candidates.gov. Now you have a social media page where you can put up unlimited amount of video, unlimited amount of space or time that you can use. And that's where you can do a People's Gauntlet right there. Right now, I'm telling you to do it on YouTube. But if the government cared about getting the message out, they would use their resources to come up with candidates.gov. We IT guys here know that it's not hard to set up a website and get some programmers to put that up there. And then basically you're putting your commercials on this site. So now you're putting it on equal playing fields for everybody in the race, whether you're a third party, Green Party, Libertarian Party, Democratic Party. You can see for this specific district race number, let's say New Jersey district number 8, Hector Osiguera was there, and let's say there's other people there. They can look at all of them equally and decide who they like. What you guys think about that?
The only way to have that, you need progressive people in government to do it, because otherwise it's not going to happen. Because it's the same thing with Medicare for All. Who's going to lose money out? Insurance company. With this, who's going to lose money? Other media company. So they're not gonna get support unless we have, I don't know. It's like everything is like progressive. Is like we need progressive need to fix everything, man. What the hell? Temporaries are worthless, man.
Corporate media, we're gonna find a way to be like, how are we gonna pay for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How you gonna pay for that?
Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to, if there's any last words.
I like that idea a lot. I think that's part of it. The one thing I would say is that we need to also add another way, whether it's through TV, because you get a lot of people that either don't have the internet, so they can't have access and they can't see it, but everybody has access to free television waves or radio waves.
That's a good point.
Coming up with a multi-medium strategy for that. Maybe getting all the newspapers that they have to run one issue related to this one person with their things, and you can get both issues and see it that way. So we have to come up with a multi-medium strategy so that you're not leaving anybody out.
Gotta put C-SPAN on the OTA over the air.
That's a good point. Yeah. So the last thing I wanted to say, I just remembered this. Remember how they talk about foreign election influence from Russia, or from China, or from anywhere? That online, they buy a lot of ads online. If we ban political ads on the internet, this is another benefit that you can have. I just thought about it when I was doing the idea.
Didn't I say that already?
I think Izzy said it already, and I'm stealing that idea from him. And I'm saying I started it. I thought of it first. No, I'm just kidding.
You just got Steve Jobs.
All right, but
I'll give you credit. You came up with the idea. You got it. One quick thing I wanted to say. I was Googling while we were talking, and just real quick, interesting points. The longest campaign in Canadian history was 10 weeks. That's the longest ever.
Wow.
In Germany, political parties release just one 90-second television ad. That's all they get.
Wow.
And if you were to host international elections in the same amount of time that we do ours, you could have hosted 4 Mexican elections, 7 Canadian elections, 14 British or Australian elections, or 41 French elections. So that's how long our campaign is compared to everybody else.
Hey, that's a lot of money on ads right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy.
90-second ad.
All right. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this idea. I'm putting it out there in the ether. I'm too busy with getting the People's Gauntlet off the ground. But hopefully, AOC, if you're listening, candidates.gov, Jamal Bowman, Corey Bush, somebody send this video to them. Send it to them. All right. Like and subscribe.